The Omotoso trial in the PE High Court has dominated headlines and social media this week. First witness Cheryl Zondi has faced relentless and sometimes questionable cross-examination by defense lawyer Peter Doberman. An emotional Cheryl Zondi is accusing Omotoso of sexually grooming her from the age of 14. The trial has highlighted the reasons why many victims are afraid to come forward.
He told me to take off my sleeping dress. So I stepped out of the bed to take off my sleeping dress. And then before I got back in, he told me to take off the rest of everything else, the stockings and my underwear.
So you were now naked?
Yes, now I was naked.
Fearless, confident and brave. Terms used by many on social media to describe the first witness in the controversial case of Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso. Cheryl Zondi is claiming Omotoso molested her at the age of 14. She has faced a barrage of questions from Doberman.
Even at that point, I didn't want to believe that he would actually do that.
You saw it happening, but you didn't want to believe it. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying even at that point, when he pulled on my bra strap, I didn't want to believe that he was capable of doing that to me.
Many victims claim the process of cross-examination is not easy. Shade Afrikaner was raped by 2 men when she was 18. Reliving the event through the trial was a challenge.
The justice, that thing. I wanted these people, these perpetrators that did it to me, not to do it to another girl or another woman. But seeing them, that's the hardest part. Because now I must see them every day. So I was skeptical. I wanted, like, the case, I don't want to continue. I wanted to write the affidavit stating in the affidavit why they want to be a part of this case anymore. That's it. I just wanted to withdraw. But the thing is, inside of you, there's this thing that is calling out for justice. I think that is what motivated me to push and to go through. And plus the court preparation that I got from Rape Crisis, that is what pushed me to go further. Because I knew to some extent, like, I had to go through it.
There's no shame in being a rape victim. You know, nobody should feel ashamed because they've been raped, because it's not, they haven't asked for it, they didn't do it. But the feeling is almost a natural part of having been violated like that. It's not the only violation that leads to, like, torture and similar kinds of human rights violations. I have that shame feeling of shame with them. So it becomes very difficult for the victim to bear all, you know, in that kind of context. But then there's also, you know, signs and symptoms of post-traumatic stress, for example, which will mean that if a person is faced with something that reminds them of what happened, they have very strong emotional reactions, or not just emotional reactions, but also physiological reactions, sometimes flashbacks and those kinds of things. So that will then add a different layer when it actually goes to court.
Statistics South Africa reports that the rape of South African women is among the highest in the world. The number of women who experienced sexual offences increased by 53% from 2015 to 2017. But even more shocking is the decrease in the number of reported cases, from 71.3% in 2017 to 70.5% in 2018. Another survivor, Alison Botha, says better support systems are needed for victims.
I remember my feeling was, I don't want to hide my face, because then it's going to, the message that's going to show is that I'm ashamed of what has happened. And I wasn't ashamed. I had not done anything wrong, and she might be the same. But however, I hope that she has been counselled, and I don't think I was enough at what the implication of showing your face might be. Because it's huge, and I will always be remembered for it. And it's not that there's a lot of good things that come out of that, but also there's a lot of danger as well. And I think that that's where maybe victims should be told the implications of it before making that decision. She's being brave, I was brave, but what about these little girls who don't want to be there in the first place? I really think that more should be done, because we are almost discouraging victims from coming forward.
Although cross-examination is the constitutional right of the accused, legal experts believe it should not be done in a way that violates the rights of the victims.
Asking an unfair question, I have the right to tell you not to ask that question. I think you know that as well.
My Lord, if she doesn't know, she doesn't know, and that's the answer she gave.
But what I'm saying, Mr. Doberman, if I don't allow a question, I have a right to say I don't allow that question. Am I not?
Of course, yes.
But this is not just an open right for them. They can't just do whatever they want to. There's limitations to it, so they need to treat the witness at all time with respect, address them appropriately, look at the tone of voice, you know, so that they don't be harsh, bullying them, harassing them, and the court is the one that will make sure that this is done correctly, professionally, in such a way that it tests the evidence but don't really personally break down the person. So that's not the idea.
Rape victims have also called for more support groups for victims after the trial to avoid post-traumatic stress. Lerato Tipa, SABC News, Port Elizabeth.